Hi everybody, Rad Mom here. Welcome back to the garden. Tonight we have an old friend with us, Arielle Scarcella. Um, but the big kahuna has got to be Arielle's good friend, Buck Angel. The mind-bending things that come out of that person's mouth are something to behold. But first, like the video if you enjoy my content and subscribe to the channel for more of it that I got coming down the pike for you. And right now, let's go see what kind of craziness they got cooking up tonight. Y'all ready for this?
Guys, it's been like 5 years, 4 or 5 years since we've hung out. We were supposed to hang out. This is Buck Angel, by the way. If you don't know who this handsome man is already, I want to show you a bunch of crazy TikToks because you are one of the sanest trans people on the planet. And that's saying
No, it's not saying anything at all. And Buck is going to tell us why here in a couple of minutes by insisting that gender dysphoria, the thing that apparently actually makes you trans, is a mental illness that you have to be diagnosed with and treated for. Therefore, there is no such thing as a sane trans person. But we're actually going to skip over the TikTok, the first one that they talk about, the one that says top surgery is for anyone, because it shows a bunch of women who've had their breasts cut off, and it's fucking disturbing. So I'm not going to put that on here. Sorry. If you want to see it, the original video will be linked down below if you want to subject yourself to that. But that is the video that they're going to be responding to just now. So let's go. Yeah.
thing I want to talk about is the fact is they start off the video saying top surgery is for anybody.
That's right, they sure do. No, it is not.
It is not. Okay, thank you.
It's not a joke. It's actually really depressing for me to see that as somebody who really does have gender dysphoria and really did have dysphoria around my breasts. And I'm not saying some of these people in here don't.
Some of them probably do.
But I think the message is what we should be talking about, not necessarily the actual people, but the message to the video.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
So wrong. And
right, because if you have real dysphoria, then you won't regret it. That's what's being implied here, right? Well, speaking for myself, that would not have been the case. Okay. I still have, body issues. Who the hell doesn't? But I sure am glad I didn't, do anything surgically to alter my body.
That's dangerous behavior. What if we take this video and we go back, we wait, and we go back to it in 4 years or 3 years?
How many of these people are going to be regretting it?
Does it matter? It doesn't. I don't see how that really matters.
How many do you think?
I would bet at least half. At least half.
What is the reason that this person thinks top surgery is for everyone?
I think what they're trying...
Anyone. Not everyone. There is a difference. There is a difference. Anyone and everyone. Anyone is one person. Everyone is everyone. Like that. That's a big difference, right?
What to do is be the body positivity for the trans movement, like combine the two movements together.
But it's disorder.
Right. It's a medical condition.
It's an actual medical condition.
See?
You get diagnosis, you go through a system. This whole new trans thing is different than me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure that you need to believe that. Very, very badly. But how exactly? It's people deciding that they can determine what they are for themselves and the rest of the world, rather than just who they are. Because if you have real dysphoria, then you're an actual trans person. It's really strange. I'm sure my children will be very interested to know that their mother is actually a man.
It is not a space where you have gender dysphoria. They even say it.
Yeah.
They even say you don't need gender
dysphoria to be trans, right?
So
that doesn't mean they're not mentally ill, though. I just want to, stress that.
I don't relate to any of what is happening right now.
No, I'm sure that you don't. I'm sure that emotionally and mentally you recoil in horror from the inevitable outcome, of leaving material reality in the dust. Because that's what you've done here. That's what, by living as a man, you're demonstrating that material reality is unimportant.
Transitioning saved my life. It saves the life of many of us who are actually really gender dysphoric, real transsexual people.
Okay, so if you have gender dysphoria, you have to get this shit to save your life. Why? Why, Buck? Why? What's going to happen to them? What's going to happen to them? Is someone going to hurt them? Is someone going to force them to do something bad to themselves? How did it save your life? What are you talking about? What's going to happen to them if they don't get this treatment?
And it's why people need to see me.
Oh, and how do you tell who has real dysphoria and who has fake dysphoria?
As different than that.
Yes.
Because this is some kind of body modification movement.
Yes.
And I grew up in the body modification movement.
I love
piercing, tattooing. It's exactly what this is.
Yeah.
See, I think that's an interesting connection to make. Because Buck's not wrong. Right? You know, a lot of the body modification stuff, the tattoos and the piercings and the ear gauging and the whatever was, you know, seen as a part of expressing a person's identity in a permanent exterior way. This is, in a lot of ways, just an extreme logical extension of that thinking. You know, it's my body. I can do what I want with it, right? And, you know, fuck you for judging me for it. It's very entitled, but, you know, whatever. It's an interesting point, right?
An actual trans male clinician who's been trying to figure out this whole thing of why are these young people doing this?
Right.
And he literally says to me, dude, it's actual and I went, it clicked to me.
He says to me, dude. Yeah, I bet he did. One trans man talking to another trans man. Dude. My teenage daughters call me dude. It's very weird.
Because I was in that movement of all the piercing,
yes,
the ripping of the earlobes, all of the things that these people
and
did.
they're just calling it trans.
That's right, and they're just calling it trans, but it's 100% total body modification. They don't.
Total irony incoming. 3, 2, 1.
Want to transition? They do not want to transition.
Nine
to live
out
as male
of
or female.
I agree with that.
They do not want to do that.
I agree.
How is that me? And how can you put me in the same space as that? And
well, total lack of self-awareness here, which is just an ongoing theme, right? Because, well, first of all, the rumor mill has it, Buck, that you still got your lady parts down below. Most of it, anyway. And that it's caused you some trouble. I'm sorry to hear about that, but that would be really a big way in which you are just like, you know, those people, because you are going to a lot of effort to appear one way when you are, in fact, materially another. But here comes the big irony. I swear it's coming.
Again, in no way, shape, or form am I saying these people shouldn't do it or whatever. That's their...
Oh, I am. No one should be doing this to themselves. It's a very bad idea.
Space.
Right. You're just saying don't compare it.
Do not compare me. And
right.
Do not compare...
Yeah, I'm sure you don't like that at all because you're responsible for getting us here.
Transsexual
and don't use the label.
And don't use... You literally
here we go.
The trans.
This started about 5 years ago.
Let's hear it again.
And don't use the label.
And don't use... You literally co-opted trans.
It started about...
Co-opted trans. Isn't that funny? A trans person's complaining about someone else co-opting their optics and their language.
About 5 years ago, not this particular video.
That's right.
So about 5 years ago, we were saying this too.
Yeah, we were.
We were saying in 5 years, everyone's going to be regretting it, and more and more people are coming out as detransitioners. How many people message you a day?
You know, y'all are the ones who are going around talking about that there's any kind of such thing as true trans. And then if you have real dysphoria, then you need these treatments and this surgery, or you will die. That's what you're telling kids, teenagers and shit. People like you are the reason that apparent loophole continues to exist in the public, imagination.
Detransitioners in the Reddit detrans.
Okay, let's hear that again.
More and more people are coming out as detransitioners. How many people message you a day?
28,000 detransitioners in the Reddit detrans.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so they killed the gender critical community, but we got 28,000 detransitioners just in one subreddit. But it's super rare, right?
I must have hundreds of trans friends because I care about those kids.
Yeah.
Those kids are totally freaked out. The trans community ostracizes them.
Well, who the fuck are you, if not a leader of the goddamn trans community?
Of course.
Nobody wants to talk to them. I'm like, it's not their fault. They were duped into this shit.
Yeah, by people like you and possibly you personally. I'm sure you care about them because they're really, really bad for your personal brand and your, self-esteem.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
it's just sad that they hated us. It's like we were the parents. Like, they hated us for no...
I mean, I swear to God, they're doing it right now. Like, you're not the wise parents. What the fuck are you talking about? This is 2 women, by the way. Lest we forget. 2 middle-aged women with no children. Who spend, their time doing a lot of other stuff. Which is fine. But, I'm not going to sit here and talk about that shit like I know what it's about. That's all I'm saying. You're not the wise old parents, okay? Acting like you sat back and warned everybody. Fucking please. Give me a break. Both of you have been going way far out of your way to make sure to sell this idea of true trans because it's very, very important to both of you for different reasons.
Doing the right thing
That's
before
exactly
they did.
Right. Now they came crawling back. I'm sorry, Trampa, you were right. They say that to me. I'm sorry, Trampa, you were right. I go, don't be sorry to me.
Now sorry for you.
Yes, we need to get you fixed, kiddo.
Oh my God. Why don't you just leave them the fuck alone? More than 50% of them are going to end up desisting if you leave them the fuck alone. It's more like 90.
So the kids that are doing this are white kids?
Are white, straight white girls.
They're pretty middle class to upper middle class. You don't really see a lot
of kids. Call that because
It's true. I mean, I'm not lying here.
It's true.
Every kid that reaches out to me, every kid that's detransitioned is white.
Yes.
And comes from a very middle class space. So I'm like, what?
They're creating problems.
First of all, the sorts of people who reach out to you also have something to do with who you are and how they perceive you. Okay, it isn't just on the other side, is it? Secondly, I'm dizzy. Oh my God, the irony.
Yes.
And comes from a very middle class space. So I'm like, what?
They're creating problems. They're creating problems. I want to just...
Takes one to know one, right? Creating problems. Y'all helped create all this. Good job. What do you want? A medal?
This video, and I'm sure you've seen this already too, because I know how you feel about them redefining words. Very, very, very protective of women's spaces.
100%.
Yeah, because you've been there.
I was born a woman. I lived as a woman.
You've been there.
Here is Madison Cawthorn's definition of a woman.
Oh my God. The creepiest creep whoever creeped, I swear to God.
This gives me a chance to talk about biological essentialism.
Essentialism.
What does that even mean?
They don't know, and they accuse him of not knowing. They don't actually, debate any logical points or anything like that, because that would be a little complex for this channel, I guess. I don't know. Seriously, Arielle, I love you, but, you're underselling yourself, honey.
Trying to make up big words to make himself look like he's smart and he knows what he's talking about. He's a man. I don't care if you're gender non-conforming.
Right, that's fine. Exactly. Right, I agree.
You're an actual man with a tallywhacker, dude.
Right.
Okay, so that makes you not an actual man. And I guess Buck knows that, because Buck goes on in a minute to talk about how that Buck is a transsexual man. Not a man, but a transsexual man. Which is what again? Oh, right. Somebody with real dysphoria who needs to get surgery or they'll die. As opposed to, all the testosterone that they gave you that atrophied your fucking uterus that almost actually killed you, right? Let's, continue rationalizing this to the world.
First of all, it's not true. People have all kinds of chromosomes and all kinds...
People do not have all kinds of chromosomes, motherfucker. There are 2. You can have different combinations of them, but there are only fucking 2.
Bodies. Women who've had.
No.
First of all, it's not true. People have all kinds of chromosomes and all kinds of bodies.
All kinds of bodies. All kinds of bodies, really? I don't remember the last time I saw anybody with more than one head. We have more than one arm, more than one leg. You'd think having more than one head would be pretty obvious, but, I've never seen it.
Women who've had hysterectomies, people born with certain conditions, but that's almost immaterial.
No, that's literally the material. What the fuck is this? This guy's so crazy and creepy. I hate him so much.
Number 2, it is a system of oppression. Gender is a hierarchy and a system of oppression. And the easier it is to define gender, the easier it is to keep the oppression going.
And the easier it would be to hold anybody accountable, I guess.
Guy who's speaking for women. Oh my god, it's just...
Here we go. As if we haven't had enough mind fuckery already. Brace yourself.
Insanity. It's
yes!
Insanity. He's a comedy.
The only reason he gets away with it is because he's claiming to be non-binary.
That's right.
Because if it was a guy speaking for women, the left would eat him alive.
But I don't give a shit. He's still a dude. No, yeah,
I don't know. I feel like all he has to do is couch it in the right language, right?
call you they, them, whatever you want to
right,
call
same.
it. But you are still biologically male, dude.
Right.
And you have a penis between your legs. I know that. So don't even go and start talking about women when you have no right. I can talk about women because I actually have the actual lived experience.
Yes, yes.
Which these people keep saying lived experience is everything.
Right.
But then when it comes to my lived experience,
they don't want to hear it because you're not.
Well, you know, you're willing to call that person whatever the fuck they want to be called. So that kind of gives them the signal that you're not going to draw the boundary where it needs to be, isn't it? But, you know, your very existence is broadcasting that. Because the line needs to be drawn at material reality. You know, what the fuck is measurable and observable? That kind of thing.
Not on the right side.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
So let's call all these motherfuckers out because I'm sick and tired of them speaking over women.
Where's the self-awareness? You gave that away. Like you went to pretty great lengths to not get to speak for women. And now you're complaining that some other guy is trying to speak for women, really? I feel like this could be articulated better, but I'm just stunned. I'm stunned.
You know how long women have fought, and they're now losing every right that I actually fought for?
Well, I don't know what you're referring to. Did you go to some marches? Did you sign some petitions back in the day? You know, before your internalized misogyny got the better of you and you just couldn't stand it anymore? You had to jump ship. Okay? Because your jumping ship, again, is demonstrating how the material reality that all that shit was based upon is apparently not important. So, yeah, thanks a lot for fighting for our rights there, Buck.
As well.
Would progressive parents give their minor sons breast implants if they're trans? Because mastectomies are permanent, but breast implants can be easily removed. The point he's trying to, and it's a great point, right? The point he's...
It's fucked up. I mean, it's fucked up as a hypothetical anyway. But, I mean... Of course they're more readily chopping up girls than boys. Of course they are. They do that in other countries in different ways, right? They more readily slice up the girls, you know, in other parts of the world as well. We've been on the chopping block as the sacrificial lamb for a long fucking time. None of this seems to be stopping any of that, does it?
Trying to make is that we see this happening so much more with liberal leftist families when it comes to female bodies.
That's right.
Versus male bodies.
That's right.
Girls and boys. What the fuck is these people's obsession with bodies? It's gross. They're alive, you know. A living body is called a person or a woman or a girl or, you know, Joanne or something. A non-living body is called a fucking corpse. And if you're just talking about the body, like, people talk about celestial bodies. Like, I hate this new convention. I fucking hate it. It's so dehumanizing and gross.
100%.
So I think he's pointing out the misogyny in all this.
It's a full-on misogyny, 100%.
Yeah.
With the
Like,
fact
we
that
say,
Says the walking billboard for misogyny. Come on, Buck. Jesus Christ.
letting girls go and do all this without any kind of mental health care, people.
Yeah.
Anyone who just
Okay, that was a good one too. Let's hear that one more time. Come on, Buck. Tell us what we should do.
Misogyny in all this.
A full-on misogyny, 100%.
Yeah.
With the
Like,
fact that
we
just
say,
letting girls go and do all this without any kind of mental health care, people.
Yeah.
Anyone who just says, I'm trans, or I feel different, or I need to cut my boobs off, or I'm, wanting these things, they should immediately put into a space of therapy.
That sounds super reasonable, doesn't it? And Buck's gonna go on to assert here in a minute that, Buck went through the full rigmarole. But, like, clearly something is still amiss here, okay? Because Buck still thinks that she can pretend to be a man. Listen to me. Even I'm falling into it now. Buck is still having some serious self-awareness problems. Some serious reality problems. Okay, clearly. And, I don't know if everything I've heard about Buck is true, but, it seems like they have a tendency to play up some of the unique aspects of themselves, of their physical selves, to the point where they're clearly not dysphoric about them. So, like, what, you were dysphoric about your tits and the fact that you didn't have a beard? You can grow a beard as a woman. You can cut your tits off as a woman. Like, you can still do all that and still wear pretty sequins if you want to. I don't understand this. Like, you present as a dude. Dude. Right? Dude. I mean, you're a dude. Like, baseball cap and fucking muscle shirt and everything. I'm sorry, is that a Hustler shirt? Like, come on. I've read Hustler. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. Yeah, so. I don't know. Just this person clearly did not get the therapy that they needed to live their healthiest, most honest life. Right?
But they should not be sent to the doctor to have their boobs cut off. They should be going through a system understanding, why does this child want to cut their breasts?
And that
right, understand why. I mean, yeah, I guess you should understand why, but it's probably secondary, to avoiding having it happen. Right? Right? We should just not have that on the table at fucking all. Why is that even a fucking question? I've you might have noticed I'm a little chubby. I've known some fat people in my day who have had to go through, quite the obstacle course to get the bariatric surgery that would really help them. That did really help them, some of them, later on. Because, why would a fat person need bariatric surgery? Did I say geriatric? Bariatric. Stomach surgery. Why would a fat person need stomach surgery? But that's actually a problem that surgery is designed for. And people have some serious difficulty getting it sometimes. But, fucking mastectomies are not designed, so that teenage girls won't be so self-conscious. That's not what they're for. There's no surgery for that. We all wish there was back in the day, right? I mean, yeah. Magic surgery to make me feel better about myself, make me feel 100% whole and happy. Sign me up, right? Especially at 15, fucking hell. But, like, no. That should not even be an option. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
That's how it was in the beginning, right? And now
go through all kinds of
you had to literally jump through hoops.
Literally jump through hoops. Apparently they trained Buck like a circus dog. That's a new one on me.
Overcorrection of these things.
That's right.
The left is one extreme, the right's another. It's like we can either hate gay people or hate trans people, not let them live their lives, or anybody can be gay and anybody can be trans. Like there has to be a middle ground, and I feel like that's why you said people are waking up to this, because they're realizing that the three of us, and there's a bunch of us.
The three of them? I mean, they're not counting me, surely, because they don't know that I'm here. But like, they don't know that we're here. Shh. Anyway, the middle, really? This whole concept of left and right has gotten kind of lost because, you know, strangely enough, politicians lie. Yeah. Opinion makers will lie, okay, to push things in the direction that they think they want it to go for whatever reason. And, you know, fascists don't usually come out and be like, yeah, we're the fascists. We're going to take charge now. And the thing about the centrist thing is that it just simplifies everything, doesn't it? Which feels good at first until you realize that politics is fucking complicated for a reason. Lots of them, actually. But, you know, when you have a bunch of weirdo totalitarians going around calling themselves leftists, because somehow, you know, the idea that the government... Oh, fuck. Come on, really? Okay, I think we can rant about politics a little bit more now. The idea that the government should function as some sort of societal superstructure to ensure that everybody has the basics of life to, you know, protect and enrich the citizenry is some kind of that's what leftism is, to my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, in the comments. You know, talk to me, people. Yell at me if I'm totally off base here, but I don't think it has anything to do with, like, what sex you are at all. It shouldn't matter, and that's the point. But it's not totalitarian, okay? Because it's not the government telling you what to do. It's giving you the resources to do anything.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. That are this middle ground, even though they'll call us like right
Middle
Nazis
ground.
and TERFs and whatever.
Why do you think the whole
Nazis and TERFs? Haha, thanks, Arielle. Mwah.
trans women are women mantra happened? If they're not saying trans men are men, and they just put that as a little after.
A little
That's right.
asterisk,
That's
yeah.
right. But that's all about trans women are women. That is the most misogynist bullshit I've ever heard.
Really? Really? That's really something coming from you, because, like, every word that comes out of your mouth is the most misogynistic bullshit I've ever heard.
Trans women are trans women.
Right.
And I'm a transsexual man. Like, I'm not a man, I'm a transsexual man.
See, there we go. Which, like, a tree is a tree, a chair is a chair. That doesn't actually mean anything, Buck.
And I want to look and feel and blah, blah, blah.
Of course.
But when you start doing that, you take space.
Right.
I don't want to take space from dudes.
Then what are you doing sitting there in a fucking ball cap with a beard wearing a Hustler muscle shirt? I mean, it's not like you're trying to cozy up to the space of being a butch lesbian over here. What the fuck is this?
And trans women want to take space from women.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. They really do. And I don't know that little rhetorical flair that you just found there is necessarily the proof of that we need. But, thanks for thinking of us, I guess.
Which is weird to me, because if you want to be a woman, you should understand respecting that
Women,
space.
exactly.
Okay,
Thank you.
I
Yes.
correct myself.
No,
It's
you're
not all
right.
trans women, though.
No, of course.
Oh, no, not all trans women. We were getting too close to saying something important and interesting. Excuse me, so we have to back away from that now, obviously. But, like, no, yeah, they all do, because, okay, here we go.
I have a lot of trans women friends
No,
who respect
absolutely,
you.
of course.
Yeah. I meant there's just the wing nutty ones who are all
Yes,
just like...
that's what
literally,
they know. That's what we're always talking
Yeah, and
about.
also
We're talking about the minority of people that are loud and
Thank you,
obnoxious.
yeah.
Not all trans women.
Yeah, I want to make that that clear because I have a lot of trans women
Of
friends
course.
who are so respectful.
No, you don't, because they use women's spaces, right? They violate women's spaces, right? Masquerading, is something that they obviously don't understand. That's weird to you, huh? That they want to take our space. Do you use the men's room? I mean, I don't give a fuck, really, because I don't, the men's room's not my problem. Thank goodness. But the point is, of course they want to take space. They don't really understand women. If they did, they would never claim to be one to begin with.
And
Yes.
disgusted by what's going on.
Yes.
And it's the ones who go in the women's bathroom and sneak the little video and go,
Yeah, they're disgusted by that because it makes them look bad. It's obviously really hurting y'all's movement that these crazies have been allowed to run rampant. And, I want to feel bad, but I don't. Because you enabled this.
Like creepy, or like Leah Thomas,
Yeah.
like I'm looking like a straight up dude. Like,
dude, she is a dude. Like, she's actually a biological man.
She's a biological man. What the fuck is coming out of this person's mouth? Oh my god.
right? Yeah.
Like, fine, I'll call her she. She's a she. All
Right.
of that is fine. But
Right.
she is not a biological woman. She's
Oh, okay, them co-opting trans is uncool, but you're gonna call Leah Thomas a she. Why? What's the difference? Because one of them is important to you, huh?
should
Right.
not be swimming with biological women.
No, it's a very male thing to be entitled, to feel entitled
There you go.
to a space. If trans men weren't at a disadvantage and they were more apt to being
Yes.
in men's sports,
That's right.
you would not see them
Nope.
feeling entitled in the same way
Nope.
that trans women feel entitled.
That's exactly right.
Because of the way you're raised in society.
Socialized as a woman. Thank God.
Yes.
I'm not kidding.
Are we really sticking with this whole it's all 100% socialization thing, really? Because this is where that gets us. If there's nothing material about it, then there's nothing material about it. Sorry, ladies.
No, it's true. That's why a lot of straight girls say trans men are the best in both worlds, because they understand
We
women.
get it. We get
You
it.
do.
And
Just date women. It's okay.
I don't disassociate with that part of my life. I did it early on, but now I really learned to embrace that part of me.
Right.
It's made me a better man, I think.
Being a woman made you a better man. My head hurts. My head hurts. Oh my god. What the? No. You could never be any kind of man. I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, really. It's interesting how you have found, apparently, a way to kind of eventually roll your old identity into your new belief system. That has to feel good to be integrated like that, but the fact that you had to leave it all behind in the first place doesn't tell you anything.
Many levels.
Yeah, I know, I believe that. All right, what do you think about this? A Connecticut school nurse suspended over a transphobic Facebook post revealing that she had helped keep students, their transition secret.
Away from their parent. As a parent, your child needs to feel safe, needs to feel secure, and understand that they are. My door is always open to my kid.
Right.
Always, whatever that means.
This person has a kid.
And so he says things to me that I know that he would never said
A male kid.
to me unless I said, dude,
Tell me
I will
what's
never
going on.
ever
Dude.
judge you
Right.
for anything you tell me, okay? So tell me. So this is teaching kids bad behavior. It's teaching kids to not tell their parents. Now,
And it's allowing people to take advantage of these kids.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's grooming on some
It's
level.
grooming.
It's literally the essence of grooming. Luring a child away from the safety of the watch of their caregivers is the essence of grooming. Yes.
some weird stuff with kids, teaching them not to trust their parents.
Yes.
Now, let's be honest, there are some parents who are total dicks.
Yes.
But come on, the percentage of good to bad.
That's what I want to say.
That's
yes.
right.
Because I've said this in videos before, like, yes, I can understand the argument
of
keeping it a secret, because there are some parents still that will kick their kids out of their house.
That's right.
For being trans or for being gay.
Yep.
But at this moment in the year 2022, the number, I feel like, is so insignificant.
Yeah, and there's been a whole lot of like TV movies, movies of the week. I mean, about that kind of thing. And then there was even the Tina Brandon movie with, oh God, what's her name? The actress, I love her. I can't remember her name. It doesn't matter. There have been a lot of movies, a lot of films, a lot of, TV shows. There's been a lot of media devoted to the idea that we need to accept, in particular, kids who grow up to discover that they're homosexual, and there's a trope. It's a very old and well-established trope of the conservative parents just, knee-jerk reaction of, kicking them out and disowning them and whatnot. And it happens. But, yeah, I think this is another example of the trans riding the coattails, right? Because I know, yeah, it did. It used to be about growing up to be gay and coming out to your parents about being gay. That's what coming out used to mean. When you would tell somebody, oh, I came out to my parents, you wouldn't ask them, as what? Because that part was implied.
This point, that this again is an overcorrection.
It's more than overcorrection. It is insanity. I'm not cool with it. And so good for that nurse. Good for her.
I'm sure you're not cool with it. I'm sure it's very upsetting to you to see the fucking monster that you have created. Keep on trying to do damage control, ladies. Keep on trying.
I applaud her because she's the one who leaked it. She's the one who said there's a bunch of people at our school who are secretly transitioning behind their parents' backs.
Yep.
And she put it out. Did she get fired? I would be shocked.
She said, as a public school nurse, I have an 11-year-old female on puberty blockers and a dozen students identifying as non-binary. A dozen students.
Wow.
All but two are keeping this a secret from their parents.
Here's what I want to say. This woman who I've been friends with for 5, 6, 7 years. So the crap that people say about her, the things that people say are because they do not understand what her mission is. And her mission is about showing the world honesty and truth. And instead of lying and stealing and cheating, she's actually showing that what's happening is lying, stealing, and cheating. And it's not cool. I stand with people who speak truth and honesty.
I'm sure you believe that. Yeah. You seem to really believe that. Like, you're not any kind of man. That's not true. You never can be. All right? There's no such thing as true trans. Gender dysphoria is a normal part of growing up. Fixating on it is unhealthy. Encouraging anyone to fixate on it, sends them down the path of destroying their bodies and becoming medical patients for the rest of their lives. And saying crazy shit in front of cameras with no apparent self-awareness whatsoever. And we're going to cut it there because it's getting late and I can't take anymore. Thank you so much for sticking with me because, yeah, I keep saying that I am going to talk about my experiences one of these days. When somebody asks, nobody's asked about it yet, so, maybe we'll get there. But the point remains, there before the grace of time go I, okay? I would have been absolutely not front of the line because I'm a constant procrastinator, but I would have been there. I would have been in the line for my fucking testosterone injections and my, and I almost can't even look at them. The autogonophiles are scary, but this is Sad. And these assholes helped sell it. And now they're sitting there trying to criticize it and complain about it. Like, oh my God, these people are such insane nutcases. Oh my God, whack jobs, tallywhackers. I don't even know what all. You're fucking hypocrites. You fucking hypocrites. Stop going around telling people that having some kind of mysterious mental illness means that they need magical surgery to save their lives. Stop fucking going around telling people that. Or I'm just going to have to keep debunking you, and pointing out the bullshit, just the blatant hypocrisy, like from one breath to the next. Because there's too damn much of this shit going on. There already was way too damn, and it's just getting bigger and bigger, and I can't. Y'all some fucking hypocrites, and somebody needs to stop you. I'm going to try. Thank you for tuning in. I have been Rad Mom, and I will see you on Friday. We're going to have another blog reading, and then I'm going to re-record those, and we're going to re-record some more this week, and so moving forward, you'll be able to hear me. Yeah. So, bye-bye for now. See you next time.